Hey everyone, this is Joe checking in here at Rein Juicery in South Bend. Today we're hanging out with Scott Engelmeyer. Scott, you and your brother started Rein how long ago?
June, so it's been about 7 months.
About 7 months?
Yeah.
Man, well, it's really taken off. I hear about it all over town. Everyone's talking about Rein and how amazing it is. So tell me first, why a raw juicery?
So we wanted something alternative in South Bend. We wanted people to be able to have choices. We feel like what's readily available is not too fulfilling. We also want to feel good about what we're doing, so we kind of rallied together. There were many business ideas, but something we could feel good about, as well as purvey something that's necessary for the community. And we feel that this is completely different. It's not something that's usually found on every corner, like some other restaurants are available. We really see a big movement for farm to fork right now, and buzzwords in this community right now, things like raw, organic, unpasteurized, but the one word that we're finding is more important is local. When we say something is local, people don't question, because you can go out and meet the farmer, shake his hand, tour his farm, find out how he grows, does he spray, how does he refortify his soil, is he rotating crops. So it's really fun, and we're also finding that this community is much more involved than we thought they would be. So
yeah, absolutely. You know, that's one of the reasons we wanted to come and check you guys out and hear about what you have to say, because we are all about local. You know, we operate our own farm, and the farm to fork movement. I'd like to think we are a strong player in that, and we've been a strong force in that movement the last couple of years. Tell me a little bit about this machine that you guys use.
So the cold press machine, it's called a hydraulic press. So typically when people juice, they use a centrifuge, and what that is a blade that sits on an axis. And when that blade spins, it's spinning at a very high revolution per minute. So any produce that hits that blade, there's a lot of friction applied in the process. So when you add friction to produce that's very sensitive to bring out water content, you do apply heat. And when you apply heat, you start the oxidation process.
Yep.
So when you're throwing oxygen into something, it does rapidly wear. So what we do is everything goes into a big chute, and it's a grinder that spins quite slow. It doesn't sound like it's spinning slow, but it really is. So everything goes down this big chute, and when the produce goes down the chute, it comes to a shredder. The shredder makes all the produce into little bits that are small enough to pack it into this bag. And what happens is the bag sits between two plates. And these hydraulic plates come together through, it's basically an engine, and the hydraulics come and they squeeze everything out versus the friction. So when you squeeze, you're maintaining 30 to 40% more nutrient content, and you're also maintaining a shelf life, whereas using a typical at-home juicer, you need to consume that within 30 minutes, is what most serious people will say. We know people that save their juice, but at that point in time, it's oxidized to the point where you have separation issues.
The flavors are off.
Flavors are off, yeah. Whereas here, you really maintain all the flavors, and the reason you maintain that 30 to 40% higher nutrient content in the bottles is because things like cruciferous greens that we talked about, like the dark leafy greens, to withdraw the water content from that is quite difficult. So if you use pressure at an extreme measure, 3,500 pounds per square inch, that's definitely going to pull any water content that's sitting in that kale or that Swiss chard, the spinach. So it's fascinating. Yeah, it's nice.
That's really wild. So I understand that you guys are linking up with Whole Foods and looking for some other distribution outlets.
Absolutely.
So how are you going to pull that off with one of these juicers?
Right? So we're going to have to scale up our operations quite significantly. We can process here about 250 bottles a day, whereas if we had a facility where there's a machine they make that is roughly, it's basically 10 of those, and it increases your production quite a bit. So I think we can do about 3,500 bottles a day on a bigger piece of equipment, and then you have a bottling line and cappers and labelers, and so it's pretty intense. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm definitely excited for the opportunity you have there to expand and get into the market.
Thank you.
I know that the Whole Foods here I think they've been operating for about a year now, maybe a little bit more. they've got some great products, and I know that the Rein juice would fit in well over there.
Thanks, man.
So there.